Joining us now is Pinal County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Lamb and former acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Jen.
Sheriff, I'd like to start with you. We see this Texas border agent. He was a part of Operation Lone Star. He's assumed now to be dead. Border agents, of course, are put into dangerous situations like this every single day as they risk their lives protecting our border and the people that attempt to cross illegally. Tell us, how bad is it going to get when Title 42 is lifted?
Well, first off, prayers for him and his family, and hopefully they find him and he's okay. These are the dangers that come with open borders. We're going to spend the majority of our summer this summer trying to save people that the cartels will leave behind, whether they're injured, lost, or just they just leave them behind for tactical reasons. This is what we'll deal with all summer, and the increase in the flow of people coming in is only going to exacerbate that problem for us. It is going to be a tremendous lift for us, my agency, and the entire Border Patrol, and everybody trying to stop this problem.
And Secretary, this administration just seems to be looking the other way. You've got the current DHS Secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, who hasn't done much. Then you have Biden's so-called border czar, Kamala Harris, who's done even less. And reporters actually asked her about Ukraine yesterday and then tacked on a question about the border. And I wanted you to hear what she said.
So we're going to continue to do that work, and we're not going to give up.
And then on Title 42?
Okay, let's go.
And then on Title 42, she walks away with that question. So obviously nothing's going on there. More inaction from our border czar. Will this Title 42 fight have to be taken to court, do you think?
Well, it most likely will. But I think what you saw from the vice president there underscores what most Americans know, which is this administration is out to lunch when it comes to border security and immigration enforcement. And every day, Border Patrol and those men and women, those law enforcement officers, are dealing with life and death down there. And unfortunately, we lost a National Guard member, I believe today, probably, trying to rescue those migrants that are coming across in the river in very dangerous situations. So the fact that the vice president won't even answer a question on Title 42, the fact that the president hasn't even been down to the southern border, it's an insult to the men and women that risk their lives every day and are trying to protect this country, trying to protect communities along that border, and to be talking about removing the only tool left in their tool belt, and that's Title 42 at the moment. It's devastating to those men and women down there. They need to be putting more emphasis on this. They need to be talking to these law enforcement officers, but most importantly, they need to be giving them the policies and the tools to address the situation down there and not have it be, 14 months of a crisis, and it's only going to get worse if they actually lift Title 42 on the 23rd of May.
Yeah, this administration really doesn't seem to care, and they are clueless, it seems, in terms of what the law enforcement down at the border is dealing with. But the White House keeps saying that they're going to have resources in place when Title 42 ends. I want you to listen to what Jen Psaki said about this earlier in the week.
There are a range of steps that we've been taking to prepare for that, including surging resources, deploying resources to address increased volumes. That includes moving officers, agents, DHS volunteer force, personnel to rapidly decompress points along the border and more efficiently process migrants.
Now, Sheriff, what they are failing to mention here is that they actually want to move these officers from northern parts of the country who have their own jobs to worry about. Isn't this just a case of robbing Peter to pay Paul?
That's exactly what it is, Jen. This isn't about securing our border. This is about processing people faster so they can accommodate even more people coming to this country. I was with Chad earlier today, and if only we could have President Trump and Chad Wolf back there running this whole thing, because it was working like a charm when they were in charge. But we were talking about this today, and that's exactly what they're doing. This is a shell game. They're moving people around. They want the American people to think that they're doing something about it, but all they're really doing is trying to process these people as fast as they can so that we, the American people, don't realize the magnitude of this problem. And don't forget, along with the people come to the drug, catastrophic if we do not secure our border.
Secretary, you looked like you wanted to respond there. I want to get your thoughts on this move by the administration.
Well, Sheriff Lamb is exactly right. And Jen Psaki has no idea, unfortunately, what she's talking about. And so when you hear her describing about moving resources down to the border, nowhere in that clip and nowhere in their lexicon at the moment is actually talking about enforcing the law, actually talking about putting policies in place that deter this illegal behavior, that give our law enforcement officers a chance along that border to do their job every day. Instead, they're just talking about how quickly can we process these individuals. And guess what? The cartels know this, and they are selling this to individuals south of that border to say, look, if we get you across that border, they're going to process you even quicker. And they're putting steps in place to make that even faster and faster. So you're going to get to where you want to go quicker and quicker. That in and of itself is an incentive factor. And the fact that this administration simply doesn't know that and continues to message that publicly is very concerning.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, we thank you both for being here. Chad Wolf, Sheriff Mark Lamb. Always appreciate your insights.